down everybody's throats as a heel. And she's trying her best, but it just doesn't seem to be working.
I feel that it goes along the lines of what you've been saying. Justice.
It is, very much so.
I mean, as much as Becky has been a heel or attempting to be a heel, I think everybody wanted to see one and Becky have the title again, and two, more than likely see Charlotte and Becky against each other in like a legitimate rivalry, other than, you know, friendly competition and whatever.
Yeah, for sure. No, Ronda and Nikki. Yeah, shit. Ronda and Nikki, yeah. Yeah, it'll be a good match. It's not going to be as good as Charlotte and Becky.
Yeah.
I don't think. But, I mean, I'd like to think it's going to be a squash match.
Most likely, yeah.
But, to be fair to Nikki, I'm sure she'll pull out all the stops as well, or whatever. So, I mean, if you look at Ronda's history, it's going to be a squash match. I mean, they're trying to make Ronda a vulnerable person, and she's definitely one of those individuals who kicks ass and takes names or whatever. So, I mean, she's been in a so
Yeah.
all the way back to WrestleMania 25, when we had a women's battle royal. We had Santino dressing Drake, Anthony, I don't know what the fuck you were thinking, as Santina, and he wins the match. And now we go all the way to fucking Royal Rumble this year. And guess what? Ronda Rousey makes her debut, which is great. All she did is come into the ring and point and go, hey, whatever the So we didn't know who Asuka was gonna have for the champion at WrestleMania, which I'm not even gonna go there. Well, then you go on to the WrestleMania itself, and you have a women's battle royal. And it's like, really? So that really sucked, because you get a trophy that looks like a vagina, and you put it in there, and you go, hey, the one who gets the trophy. Oh, yeah. Was it Nikki that won?
No, it was Naomi.
Naomi. Okay, great. So, I don't get it. How many battle royals do you women need? Honestly. Guys don't even, two? A Royal Rumble and a Battle Royal, and you get three? Like, seriously. Me, Matt here. You know what time it is.
Me, Matt slides through the night. Daniel's got the size. Wheels of fury on the ground. Engine roaring in the sound. Feel the power, let it rise. With the battle in our eyes. Wheels of fury rolling strong. Together we will carry on.
Hey, me and Matt here. This is Killer Kyle, and welcome to another look back at. And yes, we are going to talk about 7 years, the first evolution.
Yes, sir.
WWE had decided to make a women's pay-per-view, and I kind of think it was about damn time.
Absolutely.
I feel like you had companies like Glow, Shimmer, Stardom, and it was like, I think WWE could have benefited from an all-female pay-per-view.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I feel like when I did the video, or redid the video rather, for the prediction, I kind of shit on it.
Oh yeah.
Just dealing with the past of having guys help the women win or dress in drag and win a battle royal at
Yeah,
WrestleMania 25. Whatever.
When they first announced this, it was like, okay, WWE has decided to go with an all-women's pay-per-view. Alright, we'll see how it goes, and we'll see what they do with it. The first one. Now, after they did the first Evolution pay-per-view, that didn't happen one the following year in 2019. And of course, the pandemic was after that, and so on and so forth. And, you know, as we talked about this year, they're bringing it back, and it's like, kudos to them for bringing it back. There's also so much they could have potentially done with it as a, honestly think they could have ran with it as a regular pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, after the pandemic in 2021, you could have had it, like, I don't understand why that wasn't possible, or I kind of do understand why. But now that that pound of flesh is gone, I feel you could have still ran with it, like last year maybe.
Yeah.
And unfortunately this year, Liv Morgan isn't in the company because she got injured.
Right.
I'm not sure when she's coming back. Well, it's 6 months.
Yeah.
We have so far 3 matches
I think so.
for this one. But I thought, okay, let's talk about it. Evolution 2018, which had kicked off with Rita Strauss and Lizzie Hale. Now Lizzie Hale also did the theme song for Emperor Moon or Athena.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyways, here we go.
Rock on.
So, we start off with the pre-show, which had the UK women's title. Rhea Ripley defeating Dakota Kai.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai. You know, I don't know. I feel like had she not kept getting injured, like, I feel like she could be the next Women's Intercontinental Champion.
Potentially, yeah.
Unfortunately, she got released.
Yeah.
I hate to say it was her fault, but I don't know. I don't know what to say other than that. But nonetheless, this was a good match, I'm sure. I don't remember seeing it, but yeah, Rhea Ripley won.
I do believe this match happened before the show because there was no pre-show for Evolution.
Yeah, this is a dark match.
Yeah.
But anyways, of course we all know where Rhea Ripley is today, and she will be having a match with Io Sky, or Io Shirai, if you will,
Yes.
for the NXT World Women's Championship.
Right.
Now, I much rather would have seen her with the WWE Women's Championship, but it's going to be a good match unless and she's really made a name for herself.
Starting the show, we have a tag team match. We had Trish and Lita take on Mickey James and Alicia Fox.
Yeah, and I mean, it was supposed to be Mickey James and Bliss, but Alexa got injured, so Alicia Fox took her place.
Yeah.
This was really good. I mean, Trish and Mickey really went to town on each other.
And I mean, like, to have Trish and Lita involved in this match. And then, you know, the history between Trish and Mickey James. Put the town on each other, but that, the history that they have with each other, I mean, you wouldn't expect nothing less.
And I don't want to talk about that pig shit with Alexa and Nikki. Like, you're old. She was 38! Like, we were trying to make Alexa sound like she was 4 years old. Anyway. Yeah, this was a good match. And I mean, Trish and Lita would have other matches with the WWE down the line.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Trish Stratus still looks good for almost 50.
Yeah,
In fact, I think she'll be 50 next year. Which blows me
I
away.
believe so.
Actually, I think they both will. Nonetheless, yeah, they're still fucking amazing in the ring. Alexa's back. I think that she will be a future women's world champion. That's almost a mouthful.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mickey James,
Right now, she's doing LFG.
yeah.
She's coach.
Well, yeah, for a season. But I mean, she could still go.
Yeah.
So we'll see if she is gonna go back to TNA or come back to WWE. I'm not sure.
Who knows if she even wants to, right? You can say wants to wrestle
Yeah.
still. I mean, she's probably, like, I'm sure if WWE offered her a producer role or a talent scout or like something behind the scenes, she would jump at the opportunity in a heartbeat.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you know, in fact, I think she could be a good competition for WWE. If you're gonna keep pushing the women's division like now, then yeah, she can go with Chelsea Green or Selena Vega or whoever.
Yeah.
But now we go on to a battle royal.
Yeah.
So of course you have Alundra Blaze, Sonya Deville, Max,
Nia Jax, Amber Moon, Molly Holly, Kelly, Michelle McCool, Maria Canales, Ivory, Asuka, Tamina, Selena Vega, Mandy Rose, Lana, Dana Brooke.
yeah. And I mean, Nia and Tamina really work well together.
Oh yeah.
Among the songs for Tamina. So, yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of good spots here. Obviously, Nia Jax ended up winning when she tossed that balloon out.
Yeah.
You also had a dance break with
Carmella and
Ivory.
Ivory.
And again, you know, you look at Ivory and how, like, and I don't know what she's doing today,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure she could still make an appearance in WWE. I think that would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, you look at somebody who can probably still go at in her 60s, you know, and I feel like having one more match at least. Hell, I mean, it's already passed now, but let's say she makes an appearance at this year's Evolution. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah. But of course, Nia Jax won, and we all know how
That went.
Yeah, I mean, her career is ups and downs, obviously, and that's Simon Miller. But I mean, she had those accusations about being looking safe, and I feel like she's gotten better
Oh yeah.
within the last 2 years. So, yeah.
So now we go on to the final rounds of the 2018 Mae Young Classic, with Toni Storm taking on the aforementioned Io Sky. At this point, she was still known as Io Shirai.
I gotta say, the Mae Young Classic was awesome.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a lot of good talent there, and it's just one of those things where you look at someone like Toni Storm and the career that she has in AEW, and it's like, it really sucks that she couldn't have that in WWE.
Yeah.
Like NXT UK and then NXT North America, I guess. It was great. And then you go to SmackDown, and it all takes a diarrhea dump because fucking Charlotte Flair can't keep her fucking mouth shut. Whatever, you know. But this was a good match. And I mean, you look at these two, and especially Io, like, she, like, don't call her the genius in the sky for nothing.
Oh, I know.
But, yeah, Toni Storm won the match, which made her, you know what you call it, the winner
Yes.
of the Mae Young Classic.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And well, yeah. Got Toni Storm in AEW now. Io is the current women's world champion.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, oh yeah, I mean, the career that she had, like last year being the WWE women, and now being the women's world champion,
yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I feel like Io Sky is going to be one of those wrestlers that stays in WWE for a long time.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because they're doing great by her.
Yeah.
So,
Yippers.
yeah. Now we have a 6-woman tag team match. We got Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya, who defeated the Riot Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, the Riot Squad was really good in NXT,
Yeah.
you know. And I mean, they didn't do a lot of bad things in WWE, or I guess they were on Raw. But, I don't know, could have been better. I don't know.
Like, they were on NXT, came up to the main roster, they did some stuff. They had matches on the main roster. Ruby had a couple opportunities at the Women's Championship. Then a short time later, split up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, Ruby went over to AEW, and she's still on leave because she had a baby.
Ruby went over to AEW, Liv's still with the company. Sarah was with the company as Valhalla. She got let go.
God damn it. Anyway, but this was a good match. I mean, when you look at somebody like Sasha Banks, look, Mercedes is a good wrestler. I never really was a huge fan, but I gotta hand it to her. Like, she's really killed it in the independent scene, especially being in AEW. But she's like, well, I call her the female Ultimo Dragon.
Oh, I know, like, she's got the TBS Championship, the CMLL Women's Championship, the Women's Owen Hart. She was the winner of the Women's Owen Hart tournament. She's got that belt. She's got the Rev Pro Women's Championship. There's a queen of something or other that was with the Rev Pro Championship.
Yeah.
She's got another fucking championship. Like, holy fuck.
Pretty much. And, I mean, the real highlight of this match was Natalya doing a sharpshooter to, I believe it was Ruby and Sarah.
I think so.
And again, I understand Natalya. I don't give her enough credit. I know that she is a good wrestler. I don't think she's a great wrestler. Now she's doing a lot of stuff with Bloodsport.
Yeah.
I have to watch that, but I feel like when they go over there, because you had Shayna Baszler, which we'll mention soon, Natalia and Karrion Kross,
Yeah.
they fucking do good work over there.
Yeah.
But once again, it's like you go to a different company and you're just a completely different person.
Oh yeah. So now we have for the NXT Women's Championship, like Matt said, Shayna Baszler taking on Kairi Sane.
I feel like WWE did Shayna dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, here's somebody who's a legit MMA fighter. She kicks people's ass. She did very well in the first couple years at WWE, and then it's just like all of a sudden, you know, let's let her go for some reason.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you look at Kairi Sane, and I mean, I'm happy that WWE brought her back. You know, she left, she went to Japan,
Yeah.
she did very well. She had a very good match with Mercedes.
Yes.
And so to bring her back, and I'm watching this past episode of Raw, and she's done a promo about all the championships that she's won.
Right.
And I thought, shit, like that's awesome. This was a good match too, and I mean, Carrie went in as the champion. I mean, she really tried her best against Shayna.
Yeah.
She even did a sick-looking Boston Crab or something.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Of course, that didn't work. Shayna did the thing where she steps on your hand. Eventually, Shayna won with...
Cure for the clutch.
Yeah. Of course.
Of course, you had involvement from Jasmine Judy
Yeah.
and Marina Shafir.
You know, it's funny because you look at Marina Shafir and what she's done in AEW with Jon Moxley and the other ones, and you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck ever happened to Jessamine Duke?
I know, right?
Because you look at her build, you look at how tall she is. She could have been one badass motherfucker in WWE.
Oh, for sure.
Well, hell, why don't you go to AEW? But no, I feel that they take her and then they shove her aside for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, there it is. And Shayna won the match and became the new NXT Women's Champion.
One thing I was looking at is, you look at Marina Shafir now, she's got fairly long hair. You look at back then, holy fuck, her hair was twice as long.
Oh
It
yeah.
was damn near down, I think it was either down to her ass or damn near down to her ass. It's shorter now, but she
Yeah.
was like, holy shit, I forgot about that. She had ridiculously long hair back then.
And she's married to Roderick Strong,
Yep.
which I think is pretty cool as well. Now we go on to the last women's standing match for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah.
We got Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. And as much as that feud kind of pissed me off, I will say this was one of their best matches.
Yeah, this was a really, really good match.
I mean, they pulled out all the stops. There's like outside action,
Yeah.
you know, chairs, tables, ladder. Well, not ladders, but
A ladder.
kendo sticks.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they went to town on each other again. Like, you have Becky who put like those desk chairs on top of Charlotte,
Yeah.
and that, of course, didn't work. And so, yeah, it was a good match. That was a good spot. And then, of course, you have Charlotte doing. perplexed. I almost passed out. Oh, God. And the Becky, that didn't work either. Well, the table broke. Becky got up. Somehow, she got Charlotte down for the count.
Charlotte put Becky on a table on the outside. Was going to do the moonsault off, to get Becky on the table. Becky got up, power bombed Charlotte from the table, and that was it.
Yeah. I mean, there was a part where Becky was going to leave with the belt, but
Yeah.
that's when they fought on the outside, and I thought, yeah, they were trying to make Becky lunch a heel, but of course, we all saw through that bullshit. So,
Yeah. They would flip things over to the Raw side of things. The Raw Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey taking on Nikki Bella.
yep. Yeah, this was interesting. Because, I mean, on Ronda's side, you did have Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir, or Schaefer, as I called it back then.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Nikki had Moon, and this was a good match. Like, I feel, as much as people say that Ronda Rousey didn't fit in WWE, and of course Ronda shits all over it, her first run was pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that WrestleMania match, WrestleMania 34, was the only match that really counted in WrestleMania 34. That was the only good match on that card, I should say. And then winning the SmackDown Women's Championship. And whatever else. Like, I feel like Ronda had a very good run at that time.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, when she came back, it was stupid. I hated it. But 2018, I feel that that was her best time in the company.
I feel like the downhill spiral of Ronda, if you will, was when they had it was an attempt to her being a heel, and saying wrestling's fake, and I'd kick all these women's asses in a real fight, and all this shit in the interviews and even on the promo she did or whatever.
Yeah.
It just didn't work.
No. No, and again, I can see right through that. I can't really believe in her heart that she had that much of a chip on her shoulder. Once again, with Vince in the company, I understood that. But I do know that she has respect for Stephanie and Triple H or Paul.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this was awesome. And I mean, yeah, Brie tried to get involved. Jasmine and Marina tried to get involved.
Jessamine and Marina were not involved in this match at all.
Foul!
Great.
So Brie tried to get involved and that didn't work.
Well, Brie got involved multiple times in this match.
Yeah. And then of course, Ronda finished her off with, I guess, a top rope armbar. It was coming off as an armbar.
Like a flying armbar off the top rope.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. And retained the title, which proves that Nikki can look but she can't touch. So, we'll say this show did take place in Nassau Coliseum,
Right?
in the Uniondale, New York,
Yeah.
which, and I said this before in the review, like, this felt like a pay-per-view, like a worthy pay-per-view, because at the time, pay-per-views in WWE were the shits.
Yeah.
Like, the setting, it just looked like a Raw or a SmackDown,
Yeah.
or a house show, rather, So
Yeah, exactly.
at least Evolution got the respect it deserved. But this was a good show.
Oh yeah, and like I said, you were just like, okay, WWE has finally decided to take a risk, if you will, go with the all women's pay-per-view, see what happens, and they could have, they could have made it a yearly pay-per-view, but after this one, they didn't have it anymore. It's like, okay, it was a one and done deal, and then they made the announcement that they're bringing it back. Alrighty then.
And I understand that people are upset that there's no build up to the show. But you gotta remember that it's only 2 weeks away.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming off of the heels of Night of Champions. Can you really build up another pay-per-view in 2 weeks? I'm sure they could do it, but I mean, you'd have a much better build
Yeah.
if it was like, let's say, middle of July. Like, there's
Yeah.
at least a 3-week gap, not a 2-week gap.
And I think that's the problem with WWE is they have to keep going, and it's like, no, space it out. Because you have one pay-per-view, how the fuck are you gonna have another pay-per-view like 3 weeks in advance? 3 or 4 weeks in advance.
Yeah. Well, it was last year, was it? Or the year before? AEW had All Out right at like not long after pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It was like a week turnaround or something like that.
Yeah.
And one was right after the other.
Yeah, and that was kind of insane. Well, it is insane. Because I mean, how can your body heal at the same time?
Yeah.
But next week is going to be huge.
Yes, sir.
Because we have, of course, Evolution, Saturday Night Main Event, All Out,
All in.
All In,
Card of Honor.
that's right. And somebody has a birthday.
Yeah. On the Sunday, Evolution.
Yep. Yeah, so we have a lot of work to do.
No kidding.
So, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, really.
Anyways. So, for me, Matt, this is Killer Kyle.
We'll see you next week.
Matching hard, it's a bright spree.